Hey, it's Lars Hauwert here and welcome to this video. So a lot of people ask me how to find winning dropshipping products. Most people fail at finding winning products because they pick products with weak margins, no real demand for a product, or other things that make a product not a winner. So I don't want you to be lucky. I don't want you to pick random products and hope that one of them sticks. I want you to have a reliable system. So that's what I'm giving you today. So if you don't know who I am yet, I'm Lars. I've built my own e-commerce brand, Nancy Home Store, to around $9 million in sales. And now I'm helping you to essentially achieve similar level results. So let's get right into it. So today I'm showing you my method to find winning products in essentially any e-commerce niche out there. It doesn't matter if it's furniture, beauty, pet products, fitness products, like any niche you can apply this to. So this method will make sure that you actually have a shot at success. Now it's not a 100% success rate, of course. If I knew how to 100% of the times find winning products, then that would be pretty insane. But it's a pretty reliable way to find winning products. So first of all, we don't want to pick a niche. We want to pick a sub niche. So let's say if you want to sell furniture, instead of selling furniture, you want to sell Scandinavian design office furniture, for example, just to have a very clearly defined niche. And I'll also show you how to validate demand for a sub niche. Well, I want to emphasize that having a broad niche is almost never going to work. So let's say you want to sell fitness products, then instead of selling just any type of fitness products, you can sell like women's body weight fitness products or like something like that. So once you've picked a sub niche, then we need to validate the demand of this sub niche. So the tools that I use to validate these sub niches demand is first of all the Google Ads keyword planner, where you can see the exact search volume per search term. So you can search for your specific product that you're planning on selling, and you can see how many people are searching for that pretty much like any month of the year. So you want to aim for at least 10,000 searches per month, which is a bare minimum. I honestly would aim for quite a bit higher than that, but that's just what you want to look for. If nobody is searching for it, then I would never really go with the niche, honestly, because like nobody even seems to need it. So let's say you're going to sell Scandinavian design furniture for the office, then be sure to search for terms like Scandinavian office desk or Scandinavian style desk or Scandinavian office chair. Terms like that, you get a very clear idea on what the demand is for the products you plan on selling. Then secondly, the tool I use is Google Shopping. It's where you can see in the Google search results, you can see those shopping ads where you can see what other people are advertising, what other companies are advertising on those search terms. And you can see if those products are similar to the products that you plan on selling. Then the third tool I want you to use is SimilarWeb. So when you go through these Google shopping ads, you can also click on them and you can see your competitors' websites, and you can check with the SimilarWeb Chrome extension, which is free. You can check how much traffic those websites have, how many website visitors they have in a month. And if they have a lot of visitors and they're only selling those products that you plan on selling, then you know they're making money, right? Then the fourth tool that I use is marketplaces. So that's marketplaces are platforms like Etsy, Walmart, Amazon. If you check on some of those marketplaces and you see products that you plan on selling being sold and they have a lot of reviews, then that's an amazing sign. Like I've seen a lot of products that have like hundreds of reviews on platforms like Etsy perform really well when I started to sell it on my own e-commerce store. And then the last tool is Facebook Ads Library, where you can search for your specific product or your niche, and you can see other ads being run for those products. Basically, if that term is in the caption of the Facebook ad, then it'll show up in the library, and you'll be able to basically see what your competitors are advertising. And if it's working, if it has a lot of engagement and a lot of views, it probably means that it's working well. So don't try to guess what might work. Simply look at the data and it'll be way easier for you to get a clear picture on if this is going to work for you or not before you even start to do anything. So finding a product is great, but can you actually make money from it is the next question that you should ask yourself. So here's what I do every single time when it comes to checking the profitability is that I first contact the supplier, I get their best price. So we've got the cost of goods sold. Then we also need to know the cost of the logistics to the end customer. And then we can calculate the gross margin. So we take the selling price, what we plan on selling it for, minus cost of goods and minus the shipping cost. Then the total of that, we divide that by the selling price again, which gives us our gross margin. And if our gross margin is not at least 50%, I would walk away from that product because we've got ad spend, we've got discounts we'll give to people, we've got returns, we've got Shopify fees. There's just too many different things going on in order to make it profitable. Now, your average order value and lifetime value matter more than you think. So let's say you found a product that looks promising, your gross margin is good, but your average order value is like $50, then still I would never recommend to go with this product generally. So I always recommend to have a product that gets at least a $200 average order value, but ideally even higher than that. Because like I just mentioned, there are so many different expenses that you'll need to cover that you just need to have a lot of room basically for margin. The one exception here is if you have something that's more of a subscription model or something that just generally gets people to buy it again from you. So let's say, for example, supplements for a gym. A lot of people take that on a subscription basis, right? So then even if the average order value is $50, your lifetime value might be like $400. So then it's still completely fine, of course. The only exception would be if you have a large organic audience, you can just market that product to for free. Then it's completely fine if it's cheap. But when it comes to running ads, we would not want to go with a one-off product that's like below $200 on average. So where can you find inspiration for winning products? So they're pretty similar to the tools that I just mentioned and the places to find like the competitors, like all these things that I mentioned. But I would say, first of all, is competitor stores is very powerful to look at, validate them with similar web so you know if they're actually making money. Google Shopping, then e-commerce marketplaces like Etsy, Walmart, etc. Facebook and Instagram ads library. And then lastly, the fifth one is trade shows and supplier fairs. So there's websites of those trade shows in your specific niche where you can find suppliers that are exhibiting on those trade shows. And if they are exhibiting, that means they have money, which means they're selling a ton of that product. So I found tons of winning suppliers from those trade shows. I actually used to go there to find like winning products, but you don't even need to go there. You can just look it up online and you can find a whole list of suppliers typically on their website. And if they don't display their suppliers on their website, which sometimes is the case, then I recommend to hire somebody from Upwork to go to that trade show, pay them maybe 50 or $100, and you don't need to travel all the way there. And that person can just grab like a flyer with all the supplier details on it, and you'll never need to even leave the house to find all the suppliers on that trade show. And there's always some really good suppliers among that list. So just to recap, first of all, find a sub niche that has demand for it, that you've validated. You've found competitors in that same sub niche. You've seen a lot of search volume on Google for that product. So you know that there's demand for the stuff that you're trying to sell. Then secondly, find winning products in that specific sub niche, which I gave you multiple strategies for. Then also thirdly, make sure that there's actually margin on that product. Fourthly, make sure that your average order value and lifetime value are healthy. And then from there, you can move on to listing those products on your website, optimizing your store, and start to run your ads. So I hope this was useful to you. I hope that makes sense. If you have any questions about all these strategies in this video, which is quite a lot of course, then feel free to drop a comment down below. I read all the comments myself. Also, there's a link in the description talking a bit about how we help e-commerce stores to grow. I don't mind if you click it or not. I'm just letting you know it's there. I just hope you got a ton of value out of this video, honestly. So thank you so much for your attention, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.